In this lesson, we will discuss the more new concepts of arrays and for loop, and I will show you how you can improve your array. So see, so far we have discussed this programming in our last lesson, and here I am going to play one time for you so you can see. But here I will quickly review for you. I have made 8 balls, so 8 times I have written here the x axis, or these are the pixels for x array, and these are the pixels for the y array. So if I say I need 100 balls or 1000 balls, so what you will do? 1000 times you will write down x items and 1000 times you will write down y items. Time consuming, right? And as I have told you, this is the hard coding. So and the same thing, 100 times we will change the speed of x-axis and y-axis. Again, it's a time consuming. So what we will do, we will delete these numbers from here, and I will show you how we can improve our programming. So before going to start, one more time I will show this for you. This is just a quick revision whatever we did in our last lesson. So see, when I will run, there are 8 balls and they are moving in different directions, right? But another important thing is you can just observe. I will run this again. All the balls will come out from the same position. See, they are coming from this direction, right? Again, see, so if you will make the game, the children can easily understand, okay, all the balls are coming from this direction, so we have to improve this as well. Means the balls can come from any direction. For this purpose, we will discuss a new term which is called the random, right? Okay, move on to the next slide and I will show you first how the random works. So see, same thing, this is same, I didn't delete this so far, right? So for int I is equal to 0 and I is less than 8, why 8? Because we have 8 balls, right? And then it will increment by 1. But println I said random numbers, random floating numbers between 0 to 500, right? I will copy this and run for you, so you will see there will be a random numbers between 0 to 500. See here, it will come on here, right? 60 to 78, 450, but it will be between 0 to 500. If you want, you can change it, make it 300. Okay, I can make 300, and then random numbers, every time they will generate different random numbers. So see, if it is 300, so you will see these numbers will change because these are the random numbers. So this random function we will use in our programming this time. Okay, so I hope this is clear, right? Move on to the next one. So here, as I have told you that I will delete all the hard-coded numbers. Only this means we have declared our array, right? Float and a square bracket means this is we are talking about array. So we have deleted the numbers. Before going to start, I will explain to you one thing. See, when we were declaring the variable, suppose int x I said, right, this is the declaration of the variable. And in the second step, I say x is equal to suppose 4, right? What is this? This is initialization. I can write down here. This is declaration. This is initialization, and then we will use the variable. How we will use the variable? If I say draw a line, so you will write down line, and then instead of the x coordinate x pixels, we will write down x. Suppose y is 50 and here 100 and 100, and run it, you will get a line. If you will change this x value in future, suppose make it 24, automatically this value will be 24. If you will make it 124, automatically the number will come up here, right? So in simple variable, we just declare, initialize and use the variable. But in case of array, we declare, we create, right? This is the new thing. We create and then we initialize and then we use it. So one more step in case of array. See here, if I say this x is equal to suppose 124, it means in computer's memory, in RAM, we have only one spot 125, and the name of this is x. It is stored in the computer memory. But if you want to store multiple numbers, 100 numbers, 1000 numbers, 10 numbers, suppose whatever, in this case we need an array, right? So array, okay, I will show you. Array means a list of data or list of numbers. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10, right? Suppose we want to store 10 numbers in computer's memory. If I say only I will declare the variable, I say int x, right? It means we didn't initialize so far anything. It means if we declare only, it means by default all the values are 0 in computer memory. And these are called the spots. You can say we have 10 spots or 10 elements or 10 items. So all the items in an array are referred to the indices. So there are 10 elements, but if I say index, always index start from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So 10 is the maximum characters, right? And 9 is the highest index. Why? Because index always start from 0. So in this case, suppose same thing, int, if I will write down int x, now we are declaring, creating the array. So int x, only int x is the variable. You have to put a square bracket between these two. And then we initialize, suppose whatever, in decimal or negative or whatever. Right? I say here we have to declare and create. So both things we can do in the same line. Similarly, same thing in the variable. If I say int x is equal to 4, it means we have declare and initialize in same line. So same thing. How we do in case of float? Sorry. Okay, this is there is nothing. Okay, x is equal to, we will write down new, and then new int, and here we write down 10. Now you will say why I have used here int and here int, because this is the syntax, this is the declaration, and here we have create our array, and you have to use the word new. And what is this 10? It means we have 10 items in the memory. Similarly, if we want, because in our scenario we have 8 balls, if we want 600 balls, if we want 100 balls or 10 balls, whatever, you have to write down here. So int square bracket x, it's the array in the form of integer, which is equal to, means created by new int, and here you have to write down whatever you want. So this is the first two steps in one line, declare and create, and then initialize, and then we will initialize it, right? Whatever is, suppose we say is 10, x is equal to 10, or if I say according to this, okay, come here, if I say x 3 is equal to 5, right? We have initialized. So it means the item which comes on third index, do not say 1 2 3, okay, this is 5. No, count it from 0, 0 1 2 3. This spot should be 5, this element should be 5. If I say x 9 is equal to 100, it means this is the 9th, this is 100, right? Okay, so here what I did, here I have declared the same thing what I have explained, because it's a very important concept, float x and float array y, right? We have declared here, and in the setup x is equal to new, see the word use new, this is the array x, and y is equal to new float 60, whatever data type we are using. I have just give you the example of int, so here is float, that is fine. And then 60, what is the meaning of 60? 60 means we need 60 balls. Instead of writing 60 times the data here, 60 times here, I just create the array and I said I need 60 items. right? So this is an create an array. And here I have make a loop for int I is equal to 0 and I is less than 60, means the loop will continue 60 times until this second expression will be false, then it will not go to the third expression. So here I have mentioned change 8 to 60. Before in the last slide it was 8 because we had 8 balls. Now we need 60 balls, that is why I have written 60. And then this one is the initialize x and x. We are using integer I, that is why we are using the letter I, and the square bracket is the array random 0 500 0 500. So this is declare, this is create. You can do these two in the same line as well, just like this. But I am explaining you that if you declare, it is important that you have to declare here on the top, but you can initialize in the void setup as well. But you can do both in the same line as well. And here is the initialization random 0 500. The loop will run 60 times and randomly it will find out the 60 spots between 0 and 500. Our pixel is this, right? 0 to 500. So between 0 and 500, 60 spots it will make. But when I will run this, it will not run. This programming is right, but you will not get any output. Question is why? I will show you. Because see, I have declare here, I have create here, I have initialized, but I didn't use it. What I want to make, line or ellipse or triangle, what? So I have written here not give any output because use is not mentioned. I will show you. Everything is perfect. Everything is good. When I will run this, see, it's blank, right? So now in this slide you have learned how to declare, how to create and initialize the array. In the next slide I will show you how to use it. So see, this is here I am going to use it for int I is equal to 0, I is less than 60 and same thing, and then is the ellipse and the diameter of the ellipse is 30. Right? Okay, one more thing that you will say that for int I is equal to 0, this is the variable, same variable name I have used here, right? And you will say why 2 times same variable? Because one time you can use one variable one time. So here is the scope rule. What is the scope rule? If we are using I variable in this block for this, it will only part of this block. So these two are separate. That is why we can use it. Right? The first for loop will find out the 60 position because it will run for 60 times. And for this for loop, for this ellipse, will take the x and y axis, the position, and will draw a circle. Right? So I hope this is clear. I will copy this and paste for you on the canvas, and when we will run it, so you will see there will be 60 balls, right? Okay, now you will say that why the balls are not here, right? Because our screen width is 700 and we have given 0 to 500. That is why it is these balls are here. But you can see that some balls are touching, they are inside the wall as well, right? We have discussed this concept before, but here I am going to tell you one more time. Why, right? And another thing is that we have to make our programming, all these balls should move, and when they will touch the wall they should bounce back. Okay, so I will show you what is the reason now. See here, ball should only touch the walls, as I said, right? Before here it was random 0 to 500 and our diameter of our ball is 30, right? And suppose this is the ellipse. So ball will go here inside the wall because the diameter is 30 and then they are coming back. What we need? They just touch it, right? So the diameter, the total diameter the 15 pixels, they go in the wall, right? So what is our purpose? That they should touch the wall and should come back. So it means 15 points, it should come here. So means 0, it is 0, so 0 plus 15, it should be 15. And from here the same thing, right? It should come back. So 500 minus 15, so it will be 485. That is why I have written 485. So I will show you here, and here I have made 500 by 500 only to show you, right? Now you can see that the balls are, all balls are inside the canvas. See, they are touching, but they are not inside. So it depends, you do not have to subtract always 15. It depends on the diameter. If it is 40, then you have to subtract 20, half of, suppose, 500 minus 20, which is equal to 480. If it is 60, you have to subtract 30 and it will be 470. So it depends on the diameter of the ellipse. Okay, now move on to the next one. Suppose I say now I want 600 balls. I do not want 60. In the last slide we had 60 balls. Now I said I want 600. So what you have to do in create part, just write down 600 here, 600 here. In the loop was 600, it was 60 before, make it 600 here and 600 here, right? So I will show you, but this is not the efficient way. This is inefficient way. Okay, so come here and then we will paste it. When we will run, you will see there will be 600 balls, right? Again the same thing. Why they are not here? Because our canvas size is 700 and this is the range for the balls. So this is not the good way. This is the inefficient way, because every time I say okay, now I want 1000, so you have to change here, 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 here. I say no, 2500, change it here, here, here. Maybe sometime you will forget to change this position, maybe this position. So the good thing is you have to create a new variable, number of balls, and we need a integer data type. I said I need 600. So every time you can change, right? So wherever there were 600 balls, write down the variable name, number of balls, number of balls, number of balls, right? So I will show you what will be the output of this. And we have discussed the variable concept many times, so I hope it is clear to you. So when I will run it, so you will see there are 600 balls, right? Now I say no, I want 6000. So just make, sorry, the variable, right? This one, I say 6000. Just change the variable. There is no need to change here, here, here. Just change the variable and run it. So you will see there will be 6000 balls. 6000 balls, right? So now is okay. Now the next step is we have to move these balls, right? Randomly, and color and different things. So now see, as I said that all these balls should appear from different directions. So float x delta, right? Delta means change. You can use any variable name because we are changing the speed or the position. So I have used delta. Then this is the declaration. What is the next step? You have to create it. So same thing, we have create, just like x and y, new float number of balls. Here we will use x delta equal to new float number of balls, y delta, and same thing. Then we have to initialize. So x delta I, see these are I because we have used the letter I. If you are using J, K, L, whatever letter you are using here, you have to put here, right? Not always I. And then randomly. So this is the random. These are the position -4, 4. These two you can change and try. And see, now I am going to run this for you. So what will happen? Our programming is almost done. So far we are good. So see, when I will run it, right? So now what is the error? The error is these ball should move, right? These 60 balls should move. So we have to use the if condition. What we have to use? We have to use the if condition. If, and we have discussed this in the last lesson as well. If this is greater than width minus 20, and I have made the size of the ellipse 40 here, but you can make it 30. I can show you 30 as well, right? Okay, so this, and we will run it. So you will see there are 60 balls and they are moving, and when they are hitting the wall they are bouncing back, they are coming in the different directions, right? And I will show you, if I will change the ellipse size is 30, right? You can play with, see the size of the ellipse is small. So now you can play with this, all these functions or command, you can change the value. If I say I want make it this 0 fill and I need a different color, or the stroke width I say make it 8, just try and play with it, right? In this way you will learn more. So you will see now our blue balls, and stroke weight means the outline, the green part is thicker than before. So make your concept clear of an array. Practice it. If you have any question, you can write down in comment section. I will try my best to solve it. Subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.